Yeah, Coach. Obviously, you guys bounced back with the win. Just your initial impressions. I've got off to had a 15-point lead in the fourth.
Yeah.
Got it down to 6 and got a little sloppy at the end there. But what do you think of the game overall?
Yeah, I mean, you can, magnify that, and it would have been even more magnified if you'd have lost a game like that. But I was really happy with 30 assists, and we got 21 threes out of 40 attempts, and we we held those guys. They didn't shoot their normal allotment of threes. They got 35. I think they were averaging like 46 a game. And they only had 17 assists. So they were playing off the dribble and they were missing shots. And so defensively, we weren't bad. They scored 115 points. That's more than we've been giving up. But you're talking about a desperate team that's won a championship. And, I thought we did enough to win the game. There were stretches where we looked really good, and then we gave it back. We get up by 9 or 10 or 11, then we give it back. But we were resilient again, and it's a good way to start this trip. So I'm proud of the way our guys battled tonight. We took care of the transition. The first half, I think they had 16 fast break points, and there were times where they got off shots, but I thought our defense was much better in the second half.
Coach, and just to follow up, before the game, guys huddled up in the middle of the court. What do you think of that? Collaborating and showing that unity.
It's just a sign of it's symbolic of the unity and togetherness that we want to be a part of as a league and as a country. We understand that these are some different times. I don't want to put many words on it without giving it more thought after a game, but this is a much different time than any of us are used to. And during these times, we have to stick together. So we're going to, have to compete against guys at a high level, but we can also be unified at a high level. And I hope that that's what was seen tonight, and nobody will try to hijack that platform and try to call it something else.
Next is Kellen Olsen with Arizona Sports, and then Dave Mcmenamin.
Monty Siakam found his groove. You tried a lot of different guys on him, including DeAndre in the second half. What did you see from him and just your guys' defensive effort on him overall?
Look, he's an all-star, and he's won a title. The good players have the ability to get to their spots even when you know what they're going to do. But I thought in the second half it was a lot tougher on him. I think he had 19 in the first half, and I thought our aggression to just draw the line and say, if you're going to score, you got to score over length and run through us. I thought that was a lot better. And we were more active away from the ball. I thought in the first half he was on an island in one-on-one situations, and we weren't as active because we were trying to take away the three ball, which we did, but he was getting a rhythm. And in the second half, I thought we did a better job.
And to follow up, Coach, Payne with 10 assists in only 18 minutes. You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
He contributed a lot to those threes going in. What were you seeing with the ball movement?
Yeah, we just felt like if we could touch the paint, we could get open shots. I mean, you saw that all night long. Anytime we drove the ball versus their shifts on defense, we had wide open looks. And we're grateful that we were able to knock down 21 of them. But he's got a different gear. He's got a herky-jerkiness to his game, and he's a willing passer. And the thing about Cam's passes, they're on time and on target. You rarely see him passing the ball high or low. I thought his passes were on point tonight, but his ability to get to the paint really helps us in those situations.
Next is Dave Mcmenamin with ESPN, followed by Brendan Clean.
Monty, good to see you. First of all, I'd just like to say your visit with Paul Westphal warmed my heart, and my condolences to you and the organization. Just to follow up on Dwayne's question about the demonstration that you guys had prior to tip-off, can you give me some details on how the idea came to be? I know Nick told us before the game that Kyle and Chris had a conversation, and did you and Nick get together, or how did everyone get the message across that that's what you guys are going to do?
Well, I think anytime you want to show any kind of sign, I think it should be communicated. And so Chris and I talked before the game, and I told him as a coach, I'll support whatever you guys want to do, but I think you guys need to communicate. So he and Kyle got together, and they wanted to do something that everybody agreed on, but also understanding that people are watching, and so this was, I think, the best way for them to show a sign of unity, symbolic, hopefully an example for our country, as many people watch basketball as a distraction and a release. And so, our guys have been really good about expressing themselves and understanding the issues before they do anything. And I thought they did a really good job communicating that, especially when you got to go out and compete against a really good team. So those guys got together. Chris and I chatted for about 10 minutes about it, and people don't understand how much he has on his plate. He's the one guy that is in the middle of a lot of people, whether it be the league, Players Association, his own team, sponsors. There's a lot going on in Chris's life, and I thought he and Kyle handled it well.
Thank you.
Next up is Brendan Clean with Bright Side of the Sun, followed by Joe Picagna.
Hey, Monty, I remember asking you during training camp, some of the things you might do to make sure that we saw the hot shooting version of Jay Crowder that we saw in the bubble when he came to your team. And we saw that for sure tonight. I think you went 6 of 9 from deep. What have you liked about how you've been able to get him open, how he's functioned in the offense so far this season?
I just think Jay figures it out. He's one of those guys that knows how to space. He knows how to, read the defense when they close out. I thought one that was right in front of me, he went pump fake sidestep to get a 3 off. But, guys like Jay put the work in. I mean, all of our guys are competing at the end of practice. And that group of shooters, I think it's Devin, Chris, Jay, and Payne, they get after it every day. And all of our guys do. So it's good to see guys like Jay, knock down shots and be productive, because we don't run plays for Jay. He just figures it out, and then he's fighting on defense, and he's a willing passer. He understands how to play the game. So I'm happy to see him knock down some shots.
Next up is Joe Picagna with Fanatic Sports Radio, followed by Paul Richardson.
Coach, a couple questions for you. First off, the spacing tonight was great, 21 threes. And second part, Coach, is that in this early part of the season, what has been really great, not just your starting unit, is the way the second unit has come in and just given you guys a boost. And that's really propelled you in a lot of these games and has made your team force being so deep.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, the point contributors tonight, Cam and Dario, those guys were huge. But again, I thought it was Payne's ability to attack the paint, play with pace. They do a really good job with their switches of taking you out of offense. And it's something that most teams are doing in the league. And so when that happens, you have to have, in my opinion, guys who can agitate and get into the paint and draw attention. And Cam's a guy that can finish also. So our second unit is huge for us. One, it allows us to rest the starters, and we stagger our lineups, so they end up playing with each other. But I thought the impact that Cam had on the game and JC's defense tonight, he was a pest at times too. So we're going to need that group to be a group that can maintain or increase what the starters do. And tonight I thought they did a good job of picking up our energy.
All right, Coach, last two will be Paul Richardson with the Sports Cave and then Dwayne Rankin.
I know Mikal didn't necessarily shoot the ball perfect tonight, but it seems like he always gives you that right shot, right time, right hand, right time. His energy just seems to be always there when the team needs it. Can you kind of just talk about what Mikal is providing?
Well, he's a guy that he's a bit of a glue for us. He usually has the toughest matchup. He's a lot like Jay. We don't run many plays for him, and he still finds a way to get up, at least 10 shots. And the thing I like about Mikal is he's not thinking about shooting anymore. He's not turning down shots. There were times last year where he would cut to the basket when he would have been open. And now he's just, hanging in there and lacing them up and letting it fly. And so it says a lot about the confidence that he has, but also the work that he's put in. And then he goes on the other end and battles, most night against the best offensive player. So he's a guy that we value immensely, and we just want him to keep improving.
Last question is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Coach, when looking at teams that are, looking to get in the playoffs, I always think if you have guys coming off the bench that could start somewhere else, then that's a good situation. It looks like with Cam and Dario, they could be starting somewhere else, but by them coming off the bench, how much does that make whether the strength even stronger?
Well, whether or not, I guess they could. I'm sure there's a bunch of teams that would love. I don't even want to think about them on other teams. I'm glad we got them. Like that's the way I kind of see it. Why would you even put that thought in my head? I never want to see those guys go somewhere else. I just love having them on our team, and I'm glad they're contributors here. And it's good to see Dario get his legs under him. I think he's getting in better shape. When I see him knocking down shots and playing with the warrior spirit that he plays with night in and night out, that's only going to help our team improve.
Cameron, obviously 10 assists. That's coming off the bench, and you only played 16 minutes. What were you seeing out there that were in terms of finding guys?
I kind of felt like they were kind of end on all the drives. I just seen the shooters, Cam, Mikal, Dario. The credit's all those guys making the shots, knocking them down. But I was just trying to get in the paint and kick out and find my shooters. Just
to follow up, what do you feel like you guys did maybe differently tonight than the other night that led to the win?
I'll probably say we just stayed the course. We knew it was going to be a tough one. Them guys play Toronto. They played very hard. We knew it was going to be a tough one down the stretch, but it was just about doing us and trying to keep our pace, fighting the adversity that Toronto brings, getting to the line, and just trying to stay solid on defense again.
Next up is David Brandt with the Associated Press, followed by Joe Picagna.
Hey, Cam, it seems like that second group is playing really well right now. And, with Dario and Cam and just everybody playing off each other. How has that group kind of come together so fast and been so productive for you guys?
I'll probably say it came from the bubble. We built a lot of chemistry there in the bubble. But one thing we do, we just play really hard. We just try our best to play hard and, find each other in the right spots. I feel like we have a great chemistry together, and we know where each one is good on scoring, where to find them, and obviously defense. Defense is a big part of the second unit. We just try to find ways to get stops so we can push the pace.
Next up is Joe Picagna with Fanatic Sports Radio, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Yeah, they kind of touched on it a second ago about the second unit. You guys played another great game. Spacing tonight, whether it be the second or the first unit, was fantastic. 21 threes on the night. What were you guys seeing on the floor tonight that were able to open up so many looks from three?
Well, they were a heavy help team. I feel like when we drove the gaps, we had opportunities for just kick out threes. And on the good end of us, we made them. Like you said, 21 threes. That's big time for us. But we just try to draw the gaps, get downhill, get into the paint, converge the defense, and find shooters.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Gina Mizell.
Again, you guys are huddled up before the game, just as a demonstration. What are you hoping that showed in regards to what happened earlier today?
Just unity, togetherness. Shows that we're all one big family. The NBA is one big family, and we just want people to see that no color matters. It's just we're here unified as one, as one big group of people that respect each other, and that's we offer equality and basically all the things that were on the back of those jerseys during the bubble. I feel like it's huge I feel like it was huge for us to come out there, not playing. I don't think that was a great idea, but coming out there together just showing unity is the biggest thing. And I feel like that's what the world needs right now, just to come together as one big family.
What do you mean not playing? What do you mean by that?
Sitting out the game, not coming out. I feel like it was more so that we made that circle and unified and locked arms. I feel like that was a bigger message. And CP, Kyle Lowry, they came together and found out that idea, and that's what we did as a team.
Okay. Thanks, Cam.
No problem. Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, and then Brendan Clean.
It feels a little silly to follow that up with another basketball question, but you touched on it a little bit earlier about the chemistry that you feel like you guys built in the bubble, and I'm just curious now, where do you feel even more comfortable with your teammates as far as finding them, just now that you've had a few months with this group, I suppose?
Probably just staying on them. I've got great relationships with all of them, and I know what they're good at. I mean, being the point guard, you kind of got to know their spots. And I know Cam gonna knock them down, and I know Dario, they're a big switch guy. You got to find them in the post, and he a big pop guy. You can find him on the three. It's just, I don't know, the way we play. We play a lot of team basketball, and that's the biggest notch for us. And for me being on the court, that I know if someone cuts me off, my man can make a play. And I just think we just try to keep that up and try to play fast and just try to get stops. It's crazy. Everything all comes back to stops. Us just getting stops on the defensive end.
Next is Brendan Clean with Bright Side of the Sun.
Hey, Cam, I just wanted to follow up on what you said about the messages on the back of the jerseys. Do you ever wish some of that stuff was still around this season with how much you guys did in the bubble with that?
I mean, I don't mind it. I feel like it's good to see, just to let people know like what each player thinks about the situation that's going on, basically giving us a voice without having to talk about it. Just showing what we feel, how we feel about what's going on in the world right now. And we just, I mean, if it comes back, it'll be great. But if not, like we did out there today, unified together, locked arms. I feel like that was a great message as well.
Thank you.
Hey, Devin, just wanted to ask, obviously, on your thoughts on the win. You guys obviously were up 15 and got a little shaky at the end there, but what do you think about the performance overall?
It's a big win. Any win that you can come across in this league is important. So, we obviously have some things to clean up, but, for most of the game, we played the right way. The ball was moving. I think we created a lot of good looks for people. And we defended in the first half. We had a couple slip-ups later in the game, but, we brought it together and finished it out.
Just a really quick, Devin, you guys had the huddle today before the game, and what would you think of that? And obviously, Kyle and Chris came up with it, but what do you think about doing that before the game, considering what's happened today?
Yeah, Kyle and Chris. Chris brought me and Jay in the meeting just to talk before the game. We just wanted to show unify, man. We want to unify, show that we're still together. It's a sad day in our country. We had hopes of moving forward in 2021, and we still have steps to take, and today showed that. But here, in this brotherhood in the NBA, we showed that we're still together, and, come together is the way to go.
Next is Mark McClune with Channel 3, Channel 5, followed by Jasmine Wimbish.
Hey, Devin, just regarding the win and the record right now and where you guys are at, has this thing come together as far as chemistry on the team faster than you expected, or is this something that you've kind of expected, seeing the way this team's played in practice?
I think we're still learning, honestly. I said after last game, this is, basically our open gyms and our training camp for now. We've been together a couple months now, but, haven't really got much bump with each other or against other people. So, I think there's still some things that we can clean up on. I always say after the game, we're still in there finding ways to get better and, obviously not getting complacent. So I think chemistry-wise, there's still a lot of things that we can learn offensively and defensively, but, we're taking steps. We're trending in the right direction.
Next is Jasmine Wimbish with CBS Sports, and then Joe Pequeno.
Hey, Devin. Last season, you guys started out with a similar start to the season. I think you guys started 5-2, but you guys weren't able to sustain that success over the course of the season. What's different about the team this year that makes you guys feel like the success that you're having early on is sustainable?
I'd say it's just a whole different group, but same culture. So I think we've prepared ourselves. We have veterans that have been in those situations that we're trying to get to, and I don't think their mind works any other way than top basketball. And that's the culture around here. So you feel it from every direction, from the players to the coaching staff to the trainers. Everybody's locked in and wants to win basketball games. So even on nights like tonight where we get wins, we're still trying to find ways to get better and better our team. And like I said in the last question, I feel like we're trending in the right direction.
All right, Devin, last question is Joe Pequeno with Fanatic Sports Radio.
Hey, Devin, nice win tonight. I just want to get your thoughts on the spacing was great, 30 assists on the night, 21 threes, ball was moving and the shots were falling.
Yeah, I mean, that was the name of the game. I mean, that's the type of basketball we try to play. We try to play together and, make the game easier for each and every one of us. And, tonight was an example of that.
Yeah, Chris, obviously you and Kyle got together for to talk about what you guys were going to do before the game. Just what was that discussion like, and just what made you guys go that route, considering what happened today?
Yeah, once again, we all happen to be in a situation where we very fortunate and privileged to play this game, but their situations is bigger than basketball in the game. And so, it's sad and unfortunate the things that continue to happen. And, we're not numb to it. Guys have feelings. We discussed it, and that's how the teams wanted to express themselves.
Just to follow up, I'm not even gonna lie, Chris, seeing that today was bothersome for me personally. When you were seeing that, what was your initial reaction to what was going on?
Man, it's a lot coming at everybody at the same time. Seeing no justice for Jacob Blake, seeing what's going on at the Capitol, all this stuff, man, it's not a laughing matter, but it's a damn shame, to tell you the truth, that this continues to happen. And for our players, once again, a lot of things are happening very fast, and we don't necessarily get a chance to talk to one another. So that's what we got to try to do in these situations, is communicate and understand how each other feels and what we're going through.
Next is Dave Mcmenamin with ESPN, followed by Mark McClune.
Hey, Chris, what's it like for you compartmentalizing your job as a player for the Suns, trying to get ready for a game against a Raptors team that won a championship a couple of years ago, get your body ready, get your mind ready in terms of the scout, and then I imagine having your phone receiving communication from all sorts of players and all sorts of teams around the league in your role with the NBPA?
It's never easy for any of us. I think my role as a father takes precedence over all of that. I'm in Phoenix, away from my family who's in LA. So fortunately we got a amazing team, coaching staff. Once you find out everything that's happened, you try to get on the phone, talk to guys, talk to Kyle, talk to Coach Monty, and we just try to figure out, as a team, what guys would like to do. So you just deal with things in real time.
Thanks, Chris.
Next is Mark McClune with Channel 3, Channel 5, followed by Sirat Sohi.
Hey, Chris, just one more about the events of today. Do you anticipate any kind of a league-wide response going forward as you talk to guys more?
You know, for me, I don't know yet. I tell you, this stuff happens so fast. Like I said, I was getting to the arena and we started to talk about it. I literally just finished the game, came here, and as soon as I finish, I'm sure I'll get on the phone with guys and see how guys feel.
And then regarding the win and just where your record's at right now, do you feel like this has come together faster than you thought? Is this about where you thought you would be with the shorter amount of time? How does it feel for you to be right now, tied for the best record in the West?
We're just trying to pile up wins. You know, for us, it's about building. It's a very odd season. You know, guys didn't get a chance to play pickup before the season. Wasn't a lot of practices, so the games, somewhat look a little whatever it's right now because teams are figuring it out or trying to figure it out and play at the same time. But we just want to win. We just want to pile up wins. It's a season where 7 through 10 are going to be playing for a playoff spot. So, you know, with the team that we have, we're just trying to pile up as many wins as possible.
Next up is Sirat Sohi with Yahoo Sports, followed by Brendan Clean.
Hey, Chris. I was just wondering what this was personally like, watching all these events happen just like everybody else, and then knowing that you have to then do your job and people are going to be expecting you to somehow have all the answers.
I think it's one of those situations where I'll be the first one to say that I don't have all the answers. You know, I'm just like everyone else in that I have feelings. I feel away. I've been on the phone with my family all day. And with guys on our team, everybody's sort of looking, what should we do? We want to communicate. We want to talk to these guys with these guys in the locker room, or these guys are playing. So, it's a lot of unknown, but we'll talk as much as we can and we'll figure something out.
All right, Chris, final question is going to be Leonardo Torres with El Comercio in Peru.
Hi, Chris. With such a complicated context, how difficult is it to concentrate it to play a game at a professional level? How to prepare for it?
You just sort of do it. And when you're out there on the court, as soon as it's over, this is real life. These are things that are occurring on a daily basis and affects not only us, affects our family members, everyone. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because I say this all the time. When we play a game, that's the game. Nobody ever leaves the arena with their uniform on. So when we leave as just, I leave the arena every game as just a black man. So that's that. And we'll all continue to try to, work together and figure some of this out.